My dad wasn't a particularly religious bloke, but he would often say, who knows what's good or bad, which I think is attributed to Taoism, actually. It was his kind of stock response, you know, it was kind of go-to phrase, and at various points in my life it's kind of come back to me. You know, if things haven't necessarily gone to plan, or things haven't turned out how you'd imagined in that moment, something might seem catastrophic or, you know, really like a major setback, but who knows? Often will yield new opportunities, or things will come out of that situation which you hadn't necessarily anticipated, so who knows what's good or bad. I'm ChrisBuck, and this is my breakthrough story. My father went through a phase of converting his entire vinyl collection over to cassette. I've a very vivid memory of watching him on the threat of death not to make any noise whatsoever. I was, I guess, maybe 3-4 years old at the time, and told, look, if you go in there and you make a noise, it'll either make the needle jump and, you know, the vinyl will skip, or, you know, it's essentially a microphone, it will pick you up making noise. I vividly remember being sat there listening to him put in Layla and other assorted love songs, and just purely by virtue of not being allowed to make a noise, actually listening to the music. My dad had a thwarted career as a guitar player. The one concession I think he made to himself after I was born was to buy a guitar, like Clapton's, so, you know, black with a maple neck, and it was tucked away behind the sofa in my living room in the house I grew up in, and it was always a special event getting that out. And I just vividly remember those moments as being kind of like, oh, Dad, can we get the guitar out? And he, okay, yeah, let's get it out. You know, your mother's out, let's get it out and have a kind of bit of a bash on that, and just being in awe of it. It gave me a real appreciation of not just guitar, I guess, but how special musical instruments could be. It was the antithesis to anything vaguely academic. Guitar was the total opposite of that, in the sense that it was just freedom. It was just something which I fell in love with and wanted to spend an increasing amount of time doing, you know, much to the detriment of my grades in school, I imagine. It was just something that I wanted to spend every waking moment, you know, doing. I would rush home from school and disappear off to my bedroom, put my favourite records on and try and replicate what I was hearing on stereo. I was uploading videos to YouTube, but they weren't of me playing. And I remember someone taking objection with the fact that I had a musician's YouTube account, despite not actually having uploaded any videos of myself playing. And just to kind of try and put him in his place as much as anything, I uploaded a video of myself playing the first minute and a half of Mr. Brownstone before my camera ran out of battery. But it was essentially me going, here I am a musician, this is what I sound like, this is what I do, there we go, that's it. It was the first real sense I had of actually performing. I've not thought about that in a particularly long time, but in retrospect, that's a pretty big moment, I guess. Breakthrough moments for me are those moments where you feel like, okay, we've kind of done this ourselves, or I've done this myself, you know, and managed to get to this point somehow, by hook or by crook. Anyone who's ever found their voice, I think it's just happened over time, and it's happened as a consequence of trying and failing ultimately to sound like all of your influences. I look back at videos of myself playing when I'm 16, 17, I can see where I'm trying to go, but I just haven't gotten the maturity or the musical knowledge or, you know, kind of experience yet to try and articulate myself in the way in which I wanted to. I think just getting to a point where you're comfortable in your own skin and accepting of, okay, this is the way that I sound. And, you know, saying what you want to say and not feeling as though you're trying to compete or trying to kind of grab anyone's attention or prove yourself. One of the few things that I've ever done fairly kind of diligently is try to emulate vocalists, you know, trying to kind of listen to all of the people that I've loved, you know, their music growing up, absorbing it and figuring out the idiosyncrasies and the little inflections in their style and how you can apply that to your instrument. Improvisation is a big part of what I do. I think being able to, you know, jump into diverse musical situations and being able to react or be responsive or malleable and create something on the fly, I think that's a pretty integral part of being a confident musician, yeah. When it's going well and when you are entirely in the moment and entirely present, it's strange, it's hard to describe, and it is a bit abstract. I would never put myself into the category of having synesthesia, where music almost becomes like a tangible colours or shapes or that kind of thing, you know. It's not to that extent, but it is a little bit more kind of out of reach to try and explain what I'm almost seeing. It's strange. It's kind of like something's guiding you to a degree, you know. It's not like I'm thinking of melodies or thinking in particularly musical sense or what I think would sound nice next. It's like you're being guided by some kind of force, you know, which is someone who's not particularly religious or driven by faith in any respect is perilously close to mysticism. For me, the only breakthrough that I'm ever kind of chasing is to just do what I do and not have to worry about any of the extracurricular stuff to be able to put money on the table. But if I can make money from exclusively playing in a band and all of its associated endeavours, that's me, that's life dream achieved. As long as I can pay my way and not end up living on the streets because I tried to make a crack at it as a musician, I've had my breakthrough. Enjoy the journey because it's never ending, and that's where you will find fulfilment. Because moments are ephemeral. It's just constant evolution, and I try not to lose sight of that. That as, you know, as a breakthrough moment, you know, it's just important to take those moments in as and when they happen and enjoy them, I guess, ultimately, you know, and not constantly be thinking, what's next?